Okay guys, welcome back. We're back on day 2 of our auction hunting today. Taking a look at some of the cars that didn't sell over here in the unsold paddock. Usually in the second and third day of the auctions you get some, start to get some better looking cars come through. This is another C1 Corvette, 58, I'm sorry. 58, really nice Venetian red. You see this Venetian red's almost orange. It went through the sale, $65,000, and was a no sale. Pretty nicely done car. I don't see too much that detracts from the overall looks of it. Pretty well done. Everything's intact in this one, but really nicely done vehicle. I noticed a few things bodywork wise in the front, but overall the engines are, the valve covers are polished, things like that, so that's not really factory original. But it's a pretty neat car. I like the color. This is where I was talking about the flaw in the fiberglass up here in the front, but you know, that toothy grille and everything else is kind of cool on it, you know. A few other cars in the sold, the no-sell line. And then you got the, over here, an interesting one is the Turbo Trans Am. This was the Grand National Trans Am version, basically. You can see that's a Grand National motor in here. Bid to $20,000, did not sell. 19,000 miles, so it's a fairly low mileage car. I'm sure they were probably looking north of 25 on this one. That's what they were trying to get. But it's pretty cool. It's actually in good shape. The aero spoiler is not, well, it's got a crack in it right there. I can see it starting to form. This is the original polyurethane aero spoiler, so they're prone to damage. This is actually a fairly well-maintained original car, so give me a second, I'm going to walk around and we'll look at a few more. See, the interior is pretty original, no dash cracks. Let me look around for a minute more. I'll find a few more no-sells and show you guys what they look like and what kind of money they bid to. We'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. Found another Corvette here in the no-sale aisle. This one is a 71 Corvette LT1 car. This is the 350 330 horse motor. This was the high horse motor for 71 Corvettes in the small block version. They still had the big blocks available then. This was also a no sale, silver. I really like this color here. Nicely put together car. A lot of good shine. The paintwork looks pretty good. The trim and bright work is still nice on this one. It's not bad at all. Doors seem to shut correctly on it. Interior's in really good shape. It's got the deluxe interior. I don't see any major flaws in here. Seats have been recovered, obviously a little bit loose on that seat cushion over there, but that's something you can expect if they're not watching what they're doing. The door jambs look really nice on this one. A lot of times they're goobered up in this corner, so this one looks really good. A lot of attention to detail was paid to this car. Under hood, it's got all the actual correct style patina. Not patina isn't what I'm looking for, but the finishes are correct on it. It's not too bright, it's not too dark. This looks to probably be a body off restoration car because everything is pretty much as new on this. Highly detailed. That doesn't look exactly right there. I may be wrong, but I don't think that's correct. Of course, we're leaking a little bit of antifreeze right there, which is normal for a car. Of course, the LT1s carry the same big block hood that the hood the big blocks did, but of course they just, instead of drilling for big block numbers, they put the stripe kit with the LT1 on them. So it's a very similar hood. It's even got the same inserts here. Now this car bid up to $50,000, but it was a no sale. Yeah, and it did have a body off restoration on a 30,000 mile car, so it wasn't like it was really in bad shape to begin with. Nice car. Well sorted out, it looks like. Sits right, sits correctly, everything else is good. Got one more Corvette over here I'm going to show you guys that bid up rather significantly, and then it did not actually meet reserve money. This one here is a 59 or 60. Right here it's a 60, model white with red, without the contrasting coves on it. This is a pretty highly detailed car, twin carb, dual carb, I should say, 245 horse. This was kind of the upgrade engine in the late 50s and early 60s if you didn't get the Fuelie cars with the mechanical fuel injection. This one presents really well. Trim and bright work is nice on it. Everything looks to be pretty much in place. This actually bid up to really strong numbers. This car bid up to $105,000, but did not meet the reserve. So we'll see if somebody gets it later. This was a 10512 produced with a power soft top, which it's an interesting addition, but not a deal breaker. Really nicely done interior. So everything presents pretty nice on this car. This is another one, kind of one of my favorites I like to look at sometimes. Not a Corvette, obviously, but this 1929 Packard was a no sale, which is a shame because this is a really beautiful car. The color is a little bit unusual, but it's a rumble seat convertible. This is a 626 1929 model Packard. Really nice quality car. Red contrasting interior. Doors shut really nice. Side carrier. Side mount. This only bid up to $43,000, which is unusual because before the pre-war cars would bring a lot more money. The way the wheels are done in this, the grill on these is just a piece of artwork, really, if you're looking at it. And it's actually got, I don't know if you can see in here, these vanes behind this mesh grill. Those vanes are controlled by thermostat. So when the car's cold, what it does is they close to keep air from going in there so the motor will heat up. And then when it gets cold, the thermostatic control opens the vanes up so it will actually let fresh air through and to keep from overheating the car. But you can see how big the headlights are in these cars. And to me, the Goddess of Speed hood ornament on these is probably one of the coolest hood ornaments. I like a lot of the Flying Goddesses from the 20s and 30s hood ornaments, but these are just unreal. The beauty and the detail of the hood ornament. I'm kind of trying to show you guys a little bit about this. You can see her wings engraved into there. She's holding the wheel. It's just a really cool Art Deco piece, man. I mean, it's just, you don't see that kind of quality in cars nowadays, or the attention to detail. You know, they're really, that's why they call these old pre-war cars rolling works of art, because they really are, with the attention to detail and the polishing and everything that goes on with these. I mean, you just cannot get this kind of quality out of today's vehicles. Everything was built without planned obsolescence in mind. So these were built to last and then just be rebuilt over and over and over and over again. Now, the only obsolescence comes in the fact that our freeways aren't really designed for these kind of vehicles as far as high speeds with 70, 80 mile an hour freeway is going on, but or the ability to drive that fast on the freeway. But these are just cool to cruise around town in. Of course, your rumble seat, you know, so you can sit in the back and relax with your extra passengers. So really neat car. I'm going to dig around, see what else I find out here before maybe go see what they got going on in the auction, and I'll check back in with you guys in just a second. All right, here we've got a 66 Corvette, another silver car that came through that was a no sale, bid up to $55,000. Got a little bit of customizing going on with the wheels and some other things. It's nicely done. The underside looks pretty good. They've added the vintage air to this car. But overall, a pretty nicely done vehicle. I'm not really sure I like the steering wheel as much, but that's okay. You got to have something you don't like. This one's not too bad. It shows pretty well, but obviously it was a no sale, and they bid pretty strong money on it. This one here looks to be a 67 Corvette, and the oversized 427 lets me know that it's actually probably not a real 427. Yeah, so small block car, so it's kind of a poser anyway, with a fake hood on it, not a real big block hood. Aftermarket exhaust, bid to $48,000, which is pretty strong money for this car. But again, it shows nice, so that's what everybody's looking for. Small block car, according to the tag. but chrome, stainless, needs some polishing. But it's a convertible 66, I believe, as a matter of fact. This would be a 66, yeah, 65. So, not a bad car, but obviously I can see why they didn't go any higher with it. That was probably even, with the auctioneers, probably pushing the numbers as high as they could get to get it up to the reserve. Because when they made the comment, they spent $20,000 on the paint job. That just means they were trying to get some of the money back out of it again. So, finished up over here. I'm going to go look around, see what else I can dig up for you guys. Okay guys, we're back. I have found the Corvette corral here for today with a pair of bookend Roman red 1954 Corvettes. These are kind of unusual because, like I was telling you yesterday, that Sportsman red, most of these were painted in the traditional white over red scheme. So they painted approximately 100 of these cars in the Sportsman red. So it is unusual to see two of them at the auction like this, both for sale. They're both in fairly same condition, but not bad looking in red, you know. There is a 1960 white with red coats, red interior, VetteSource car, nice car. I think I actually know this car. I've seen it around before. It's got a few flaws on it, so it's not perfect, but it's a perfectly, good driver. Something to play with. And in fact, I think one of the customers I had before has dealt with this car. One of the mechanic shops I deal with, so I'm pretty sure this is a car I've seen in the past. Now here at the auction today. We've got, of course, the color combination next to it that everybody's killing for in a 67. The black with the red interior with a red stinger. Odds are likely this is not an original color combo simply because it was so rare. This is a 390 horse, single carburetor setup. Presents pretty well under the hood, looks nice. Yeah, and in fact it actually says, if you read right there, restoration trim tag, so which means that this is not an original color combination car. It's been replicated. I mean, it's been done that way to obviously enhance the value of the car. But 67 convertible. I prefer the coupe myself, but they're nice. Really cool looking 67. This would be a 400 horse Sunfire yellow with the black stinger. This is the lower horsepower tri-power. This is essentially the same motors at 390, 427, 390 horsepower in the big block Corvettes, except it has a tri-power intake like the 435s, but without the big monster lumpy cam and heavy-duty compression pistons. This one has quite a few awards, top flight, so it's actually been restored to fairly exacting standards. Kind of like jewelry now. You're not going to go take this and run it around town everywhere. It's very nicely done, put together very well. A car I would like to have in the garage. Of course, I do like my others also. Here's a 69 Le Mans blue with blue interior, which is always a popular combination. This got side pipes on it, white stripes, blue interior. This would be a 390 horse right here. Looks fairly correct under the hood. Nothing that I can see out of place. Missing a smog pump system, which is normal for the majority of these cars. And you know what? It has an L88 hood on it, which is not factory original. But if I remember looking at this yesterday, this actually has a real L88 hood on it, which the hood alone is probably worth $3,500 to $4,000 by itself. So it's pretty neat. Of course, in a body off type restoration, so it does have the factory hard top. So this is a nice car. Not sure what's going on here with this. If that's just a way to protect the original steering wheel, which is fine. Here's a cool one. You guys like C4s. Next to it, this is a 96 Brand Sport Edition C4. They made 1,000 of these cars. They're all sequentially serial numbered with their own special VIN number. This Admiral Blue with a white stripe and the white top. They made 810 coupes and 190 convertibles. These come with the LT4 330 horse motor. So it's got the upgrade motor for the year. As you can see, 6-speed. This car I've known of for many years now. It's actually got, if I remember, under 6,000 original miles. This is a really well-kept car, and you can see here, this is VIN number 232. So like I said, these last 5 digits only go up to 1,000 and then they're done. So they have their own specific VIN number. This one still actually has the window sticker still in place on it, so it's kind of a collectible, not anything you'd go driving around anywhere. Still even has the dealer marking there, or the dealer, they use that on the transport trucks to protect them as they're opening and closing the doors. So pretty neat. I like the color combo. I like them even better when they have the red interior. Here's a 68 Safari yellow. This would be a small block car with a factory hardtop. Back then in the 60s, they loved to put vinyl covering on everything. So this is a convertible with a hardtop option. Pretty good looking car. The radio knobs are not original. 68s have their own particular radio knobs. Like I was telling you earlier yesterday, a lot of one-year only things, but actually pretty nice car, pretty good shape. Engine compartment looks pretty nice. The colors are right. It's not too off. Maybe a little bit too shiny right here, but everything looks really good on it. This one was, let's see. This is another, no. Okay, it doesn't say anything about being a body off or anything, but as you can tell, it's been heavily restored and worked on. This is probably one of my favorites here right now, just because it's really nicely done car. Black with red interior. This is a 66. Let's see. And as you may know, based on the other black with red interior C4 I have, I'm kind of partial to these black with red interior cars. This one is actually a real black with red interior. You can see the color combo, how it pops. It's really neat. It's a big block car. It's got the shipping data report on it. 390, is this a 390? Yes, 390 horsepower. So this would be the base big block motor in 66. Got the knockoff wheels. And one thing to notice too, this is the teardrop power bulge hood. The 66s, 65s, 66 big block cars had this hood. 67 had the Stinger hood. So these will not have the contrasting interior colored contrast on the hood. Here's another 427 66 car. The power bulge, not quite as original under the, no, it probably is. This is a 425 horse. So this is the upgraded motor in here with a solid lift cam and higher compression. And this paint, even though it looks blue, is called Mosport Green. It's kind of an unusual, in fact, I honestly don't think they got the green quite right on this when they sprayed it, because the green is just a little bit more green. This looks a little bit too blue, but I may be off just a little bit. Nicely done car, side pipes, factory. It's got the knockoffs with the gold stripe tires, pretty good shape. And of course, we've got the 63 split window that everybody seems to love, but basically was a one-year only styling thing that Harley Earl Mitchell designed. And then once they put it into place, everybody hated it because it created a blind spot in the rear vision, you know. And you know, now it's achieved kind of a cult-like status, but 63s are okay, but they're still kind of crude and rough mid-years. But this one's pretty nice. Base, I think this is a 250 horse. This is a base motor car. You know, not like it's built for fast. For some reason they pulled the windshield wiper blades off of it. 100 miles since it's been restored, but it's in nice shape, you know. To me, not worth the 6 figures that some of these are bringing, because they're not nearly the car that a 67 or 66 is. By 66, 67, they'd worked out a lot of the kinks in these cars. The 63s are more working through some of the problems, but it's pretty nice. The grills on the hood are the only year they did this. I'm kind of ambivalent about them. I like them okay, but they're not my favorite. So it's cool. We got a 59 here. This would probably be a resto mod. No, yeah, it is. This does not have an original motor in it. Yeah, so it's got duded up, you know, power steering, power brakes, AC, all the things that it did not come with from the factory. Nicely done. The paint's really in really good shape on this one. The wheels look pretty good on it. But what's funny about these two I didn't mention yesterday is when you get in these, you realize how short, how small of a space you have to actually get into these cars and move around in them. So they're not good for big people or tall people even, for that matter. They alleviated that a lot with the mid-years and 63s, but the early cars were built for people of smaller stature. Plus, they're just small cars anyway. So this is cool. I always like the emblem. Here's our other 54 bookend. It's the Sportsman Red. It looks almost identical, like that Missouri registration sticker since I was born in Missouri. Straight Central Missouri, Columbia. This is kind of cool. Now, this is VIN number 4143, and like I said, it looks identical almost to the other car. Let's see what the VIN number is on this other car. The other car here, that's that 01 I was showing you guys yesterday. So on this one here, this is VIN number 3349. So these are about 800 cars apart, but identical looking cars. So one interesting other thing about it, if you've never noticed the older Corvettes, there is no door handle here. So how do you get in it? Not to mention there are no windows in these cars. They have what's called side curtains that go right here and fit in when the door is being opened or when the top's up. So if you look in here from this perspective, here's our door handle. We pull that back and the door opens. So these are very basic cars, and if you look, I showed you that 59 how it was getting in it. Look at my leg underneath the steering wheel on this car. So this is an even smaller car than that other one. So pretty neat though overall. If you're going to be a serious collector, you got to have one of these 54s, because the 53s have gotten to be so expensive. It's not really worth it unless you're just a heavy-duty collector to have one, because 53s only made 300 of them. So pretty nice. So this is our collection of Corvettes. A lot of these are going to be going through the auction tomorrow, so I'll probably detail some of that while I'm here on day 3. But this will probably conclude what I'm going to film today while I go over and watch the auction for a while. So thanks for hanging out with me again, guys. I'll bring you some more exciting stuff tomorrow. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you like the content, I'll keep adding more stuff to it. And we'll check on you guys tomorrow. See you then. Thanks.